where conversations are real. You're tuned in to Real Talk with Tamara, where conversations are real, voices are heard, and the real starts here. The real starts here. The real starts here. No filter, no fear. Truth in the mic, let the whole world hear. Stories unfold, voices sincere. Welcome to the place where the real starts here. From life and love to the latest news. Community voices, different views. Breaking it down so we all stay clear. Honest conversations live right here. Speak your truth, let it be known. This is the space where your voice has a home. No judgment here, just real and clear. Real talk with Tamara, the real starts here. Real talk with Tamara. Real people. Real stories. Real truth.
Hello, you guys. Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those great things, you guys. You guys, this morning I wanted to talk about the 6-year-old that unfortunately lost his life, okay, in Memphis. The 6-year-old that unfortunately lost his life in Memphis, his mother has been arrested. Shout out to my friend Vanessa. Last night, like 30 minutes after it happened, she sent me a video and she was like, we need to go live. And she was wanting to go live and talk about it. I was trying to catch up on it's spring break, but I'm trying to catch up on some work that I missed in school. So I didn't get the opportunity to do it. So I'm getting ready to pull that up. It is very unfortunate, but it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like that. It's not like it's not unusual because I kind of figured that they would. I was hoping that they wouldn't, but I kind of figured that they would. I just didn't think that it would be this soon after the baby had lost his life, especially after I saw that the charges was dropped on the young lady. Okay, when I saw the charges were dropped on the young lady, I figured that this would happen, um let's take a look at this.
Mama house. They got the mama in cuffs. Both at the mama house. They got the mama in cuffs. Live footage, you hear me? They finna lock the mama up. The mama is going to jail. On my soul, the mama is going to jail. Man, that's crazy. Charges dropped. Mama going to jail. You shouldn't have had your baby in the street. Toto. Baby going to jail. Both at the mama house. They got the mama in cuffs. Live footage, you hear me? They finna lock the mama up. The mama is going to jail. On my soul, the mama is going to jail. Man, that's crazy.
Okay, so the reason that the mother is going to jail, I mean, and I kind of think it's cruel the way that he's doing it because she didn't have ministry. She could have went into the house to use the restroom or something like that. She could have been watching him because he didn't go get that ball right away, and it could have been because she was standing and watching him. Um, but after a little while, he because it's almost like he knew not to go in the street because when he went out in the street, he didn't go out there. And probably when he saw that maybe she went in the house for a few minutes, and he decided, okay, now I'm gonna go and run out here and get the ball, But with a 6 year old, they of course with him running out in the street, they're saying that she should have been watching him at all times. But it's I mean that's just how it goes. Whether we agree with it or not, that's a grieving mother. But here's the young lady right here that they dropped the charges. This is less than a week after a woman was arrested in a fatal car accident in Frazier involving a 6 year old boy. All charges have been dropped. Kenyante Gauss was charged with driving while license suspended, revoked, or canceled, and financial responsibility after hitting the little boy um, with her car at Signal Street and Whitney Avenue. Police say Gauss was traveling westbound on Whitney Avenue when the front end of her Chrysler 200 struck the victim, who was located in the westbound lane of traffic on Wednesday. The child was playing basketball at the same time. Surveillance video posted online showed the boy drop and kicked the ball in the street before he was hit. Gauss remained at the scene. The child was transported to Le Bonheur in critical condition where he was pronounced unalive. Okay. It's not showing. I don't know if the news has gotten wind of it, of the mother. Wait a minute. I think I did see a picture of the mother arrested. I think they was posting pictures of the mother being arrested. Hold on. Yeah, I think they did post a picture of her arrest. I was looking at that. Hold on, you. Okay, here it is right here, you guys. Um Here it is. I mean, I don't really agree with it. She's a grieving mother. Um, it says mother of 6-year-old boy who was unalive after being hit while playing basketball in the driveway has been arrested, and this is his mother right here. You know, um, this is his mother. Hey, so here's the young lady. She said he was the same age as my son. He had so much life ahead of him. When I look at my son, I see him. When I close my eyes, I relive this shit. That innocent baby. So that is the young lady. That's the statement that she had posted. But it's showing, this is his mother. Um, I want to know what she was. If I knew her name, I could see what they try to charge her with. They said, was it neglect? I don't know. I just this is the balloon release right here that they held for the baby. Y'all know it still hurts me. Okay. Um, Um, I don't see her name. So I don't really know. So I can't look for it right now. But hey, I have mixed. I have mixed thoughts about it. Um, I mean, yeah, I know what they're saying. It was neglect or something like that. I'm sure that's what that negligence. That's what they're gonna try to charge her with or something. That's why I want to look at the charges. But I mean, yeah, you have to watch them at all times. But here's the thing. Um, of course, she didn't want for this to happen. She's still grieving. This is a grieving mother. Okay. Um, I don't know if he's been buried yet. Maybe he has. I don't know. It's been a week. But if not, but you come and arrest him, arrest the mother. Um, I know that they have a job to do, but I sense that they're trying to send some type of message. Since they dropped the charges on the other young lady, they had to, I guess they want to charge somebody. He ran it. So obviously, a camera is showing he must have just ran out in the street without looking because he's a child, maybe that's what it was. Ran out. He must have ran out in front of her where she couldn't stop. Okay. Um, I have mixed emotions about it. I would definitely didn't want for the mom to be arrested, you know, um, especially with her grieving. I don't know, I do. I have a lot of mixed emotions about that. But hey, the DA's office want to send a message and charge somebody. And I guess the message would be, watch your children at all times when they're out in the yard. Um, I guess that would be the message, right? I guess that would be the message. I don't know. But I don't think if I would not have wanted for her to be arrested. I just got to be honest about it because we don't know if he didn't immediately, how did we know she wasn't standing there watching him? And then she turned around and went to use the restroom or something like that because he did not immediately go out there and get that ball. And it could have been because she was standing there watching him. Okay. So, and when he saw that she wasn't, she had left the door or something like that, he kind of moseyed on down the street, and that's when the incident happened. It happened like it only take a few seconds for the worst to happen. It only takes a few seconds. So, y'all know I got emotional about that situation. Hey, but listen, my heart and prayers is with everybody. Okay. I really hate that this happened. I do. But even still, I don't know how fast the young lady was going. Um, people should not be going fast in a residential neighborhood. Now, I know people may say, well, she didn't have any licenses. She shouldn't have been driving, and she shouldn't have. But also, even still, I, I, I he, should not have been able to run in the street either. Okay, it, and I hate to say that, but because I don't want it to seem like I'm blaming the mother because I'm not. I'm not because things happen. How do we know that she didn't, like I said, go to use the restroom? Okay, just within an instant, you wouldn't think something like this would happen, or you hear your phone ringing and you run and turn your back to go get your phone. It happened within seconds. Okay, so um, I don't know, you guys. I also wanted to talk about right quick Mystical. You guys, Mystical has pleaded guilty um to grape. Okay, he's not going to have a trial that's going to give him where he would be looking at life. And we know how Louisiana is. They was going to give him life. Mystica can't seem to stay out of jail. Okay. It says Mystica has pleaded guilty to third-degree rape in connection with a case stemming from his 2022 arrest. The rapper, whose real name is Michael Tyler, entered the plea in a state court outside Baton Rouge, Louisiana. As part of the agreement, Tyler now faces a potential sentence of up to 20 years in prison. His sentencing hearing is reportedly scheduled for June. Tyler had initially been charged with more serious offenses, including first-degree rape, simple robbery, domestic abuse, battery, and false imprisonment, all of which he previously denied. The guilty plea is believed to be part of a deal that reduced the severity of the charges. If convicted on the original counts, he could have faced a mandatory life sentence. According to reports, the case involved allegations that Tyler assaulted a woman, prevented her from leaving, and forced her to send him money. This marks another legal issue for the veteran rapper who faces prior charges over the years. Okay. I don't know what to say about Mystical, because Mystical continuously get himself caught up in these situations. He gets himself caught up in these situations. They're saying that these women were his girlfriends. Now, the first one was his hairstylist, and instead of filing charges on her, I think he absolutely should have did time for that one. For her stealing, he makes her perform fellatio on him and all of everybody else in his house. He absolutely should have did time for that. Okay. They're saying these last situations, it was these were his women. Okay, these women got mad at him, and there was some type of fights or arguments and stuff going on. But why would he, go get himself involved with women like this that he knows is capable of doing stuff like this, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think this last one had filed some type of charges or something on him before. So listen, I don't know what to say about Mystical. He's deciding, because he knows with Louisiana, he would probably be looking at a life sentence. And so now he's looking at up to 20 years, and Louisiana is probably going to give him just that. Okay, about 20 years. So he's been in jail for a long time, because when he got out, he ended up going right back for the same charges. Why he was not careful about what types of women he decided to have around him. A lot of these women, they just got to have a freak around him. They don't care about the character of the woman. Okay, they don't necessarily, just make sure she a freak and she do everything. And oftentimes women like that are morally bankrupt. Okay, morally bankrupt, morally corrupt. They don't care. It's about whatever they can get. Okay, and then if they don't get it, they're gonna get you, and they don't have no qualms about that. So I think those are the problems and issues that kind of come with that, but hey, at least he get the type of women that he want. Unfortunately, he get the legal troubles and problems behind it when things don't go the way that they would want them to go. Because according to what I was told, the last couple of situations, these were women that he was dating. I'm not saying that it was right, but these women living in the house with you, and or these are your women, and as soon as they get mad at you, they say you grape them. Okay. So hey, and I'm not, even if they were living in the house with him, I'm not saying, even if they were his wife, no man has a right to grape a woman. Okay. But this, on the other hand, is definitely questionable. But I mean, he has been in trouble for stuff like this before, so who's gonna believe him? You see what I mean? I mean, he's got a history of this. So even if it's a lie, you got a history of this, bruh. Who's gonna believe you? And these women know that. Okay. So that's why you have to choose carefully about who you decide to let into your life after what he had been through. He know he should have been careful about who he chose. Now, y'all, Trump coming to Memphis. Okay. Now with all of this shit going on, and the folks, the Iranian folks want to get him. Lord, I just pray over my city. All right. I just pray over my city. I'm trying to understand, why is Trump gonna come to Memphis? He knows there's a target on his back. They say them Iranian folks say on site, and they got people in the United States that's gonna touch him. Why he coming to Memphis to bring for them to start planning and plotting?
Memphis. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. Less than an hour ago, the White House announcing that the president will visit Memphis on Monday. He plans to highlight the work of the Memphis Safe Task Force and its impact on local crime. Over the last 6 months, more than 7,000 people have been arrested and nearly 1,200 illegal firearms have been removed from the streets. Compared to 2023, the city's murder rate has been cut nearly in half. President Trump has mentioned Memphis frequently as part of his effort to enforce law and order.
I find that really weird. Out of all the damn places in the world, why are they so focused on Memphis? Elon Musk came and bought up all of these old buildings and starting these data companies and stuff and making it where we can't breathe hardly. Okay. The quality of the air is trash in Memphis now. Okay. He got a target on his back, and there's a lot of Iranians in Memphis. Why is, and like I said, they said it's a target on his back. They got people in the United States, and as soon as they can get him, they're gonna get him. Why he want to bring, he don't hardly go nowhere. Why he want to come here so that they can start plotting and planning to get him in Memphis? Why did he even have to announce that? But I come against that in the mighty name of Jesus. Okay, we're gonna pray over this city. Everybody wants to bring their evilness to the city. Okay, even the damn people in the city, what they, okay, don't get me started talking about them. But I mean, the task force, they started to thin that on out. So I don't believe he's coming to Memphis for that. I think there's another agenda. But hey, I'm telling all the Memphians, I'm calling our praying warriors and those outside of Memphis. Hell, how come he didn't go down there to Chicago? They got more crime than Memphis. It's just something ain't right. I hope that it's they said that the Iranians and the Arabics and stuff, they don't really want to do anything to black people other than degrade the black women. That's why the women go over there to get the money and they be shitting on them and stuff, which is disgusting. But I want to say this to the Iranians. Memphis is a black city. So this wouldn't be the place to try to get him, cause no attack. Don't plan no attacks. Because see, Monday they got a few days to try to put something together, but we just come against that in the name of Jesus. Memphis is a chocolate city, so y'all wouldn't want to get him in this city because you hurt a lot of black people. Okay, so if y'all gonna get him somewhere, wait till he goes somewhere else and go to some of them. See, he won't go to none of them white states where it's majority white people, because they don't want to bring no issues to their state. Okay, I think he said if they're gonna get me, well, I'm gonna go to a city where it's majority black people so they can be hurt. Memphis is 76, almost 80% black. Memphis and Shelby County. Okay, but y'all, we just rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay. You know, they had always said that bridge, that Memphis, Arkansas bridge. They always talk about how that a lot of money comes over. It's a hub. A lot of money comes over that bridge, you know. And I remember, I'll never forget, like right after 9/11, I was working for MPD. This was back in 2021. Right, the same year 9/11, it's a lady called and she was like, there is a person, it was a lady on the bridge, y'all. And they was doing something, she says, and as a matter of fact, I was phone, she said, I know 9/11 just happened, and I just find it weird. Actually, it was two of them. It was a lady and a man, she said, and they're of like Eastern descent. And they was at that Memphis, Arkansas bridge. And so I remember going back there telling the detectives, and they was like, well, you know what? Ain't nobody got, because it was late. I worked at night. And they was like, ain't nobody really got no business just walking on their bridge that late. In felony response, these detectives in felony response, they said, we need to, I guess we'll go on and call Homeland Security. And hear my right hand to the Lord on my daddy's grave, y'all. They call Homeland Security. Homeland Security went out there. It's a lot of stuff that they had. Okay. I don't even think that was on the news, or if it was, they brushed over it. They was getting ready to try. They was looking at points at blowing that bridge up. Hear my right hand to the Lord. And it might have been on the news and they might have brushed over it a little bit, or they didn't, because it's a lot of stuff that they try and black out. I got that call that night. I went back there and told them investigators the best thing that they could have did was call Homeland Security. They went out there and they arrested them people, and they found out they was getting ready to blow that bridge up that night, and that was right after 9, like a month or so after 9/11. So that bridge, they've always kind of focused on that Memphis, Arkansas bridge as it relates to terrorist attack. That's why when they did that march in Memphis, remember that time, and Director Rawlins went out there. People don't like Director Rawlins. I like him. I like him personally, okay, because that used to be my boo. But Rawlins went out there and he really diffused a situation, because with that Memphis, Arkansas bridge, remember they was walking on the bridge and they blocked the bridge, and Rawlins, the state troopers get their command from the governor. Okay. So the sheriff nor the Memphis police director is over the state troopers. They get their commands directly from, they work for the governor. The governor had sent a command, if they did not get off of the bridge, to start taking people out. Okay, that is the command that was sent. And those state troopers got out there, and Mike Rawlins went out. That's why Mike Rawlins went out there and he said, y'all tell me what y'all want to do. We got to get these people out. He had begged them, please stand down. Don't shoot these do not shoot these people. Don't do it. And that's why you see him out there walking with the people. And after that, people they didn't know how close they came to the governor starting to take people down. That governor, we've always had some racist governors. Okay. But that was a command that was given. Okay. It's just something about that bridge, right? I don't know what it is, but it's something about that bridge where the terrorists had always wanted to attack. And when they start talking about marching and blocking that bridge, the governor wants to shoot everybody down. Okay. Ain't no telling what's going on. I know they try to say it's because Memphis is a hub and everything is imported through that bridge. They have to come through that bridge, even going to other places. But it's sometimes I feel like it's something more than that, because they get to panicking when folks start talking about that Memphis bridge, okay, that Memphis, Arkansas bridge. And it's something I told my mom, I said it bothers me, because I when I get up there, I can, that bridge, I see that bridge, I'm looking at it, right out my window. It's right there. I could see it. When it light up at night, it's beautiful. And when the cars are going over it's something. So we got to pray for Memphis, because I don't know what this orange man is up to, but to the Iranians, because it's a lot of them in Memphis. Okay. I remember my oldest daughter, she took Arabic in high school. Okay. And I'm kind of glad that because I didn't want her to. I told her to take Spanish. She went behind my back and she just wanted to do Arabic so bad. So when she would see the Iranians, or when they when they spoke their language, she would be listening to them. She could understand, and she still can understand a lot of it. And so when she would be leaving school, because she went to Whitehaven School, a lot of them had started setting up shop in the Southland Mall. Okay, so she would go through the mall, and when she come out, and she would walk up to their counter and stuff, and she said, "Mama, I would walk up to the counter and say hello in their language, because she liked to communicate in that." She was in high school. She was happy to, to learn the language. She said, and she was like, "Oh," he was like, "Oh, you speak our language." She was like, they were really intrigued, and they would give her. I said, "Don't you take no more stuff from nobody, like, because I didn't play that. Don't They had candy stores and stuff like that. They would give her candy. She's a tall, pretty girl too, so I ain't play that." Okay. I said, and anyways, you be careful about who you speak that language to. Hell. But yeah, so Memphis is definitely saturated. All of the gas stations in Memphis are owned by them. Okay, they somehow have allowed all of them. So I mean, they own all the gas stations, all the gas. Okay, and Yellow Orange Man want to come here. So if there's a target on his back, then it's in a chocolate city. But the Iranians said that they don't want to harm no black people, sis. Memphis is a black city. Okay, so this ain't the city to attack in. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I gotta get ready to go. What time is it? Okay, it is 7:15. I need to get ready to get out of here. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you could definitely hit up the channel via Cash App $sign Real Talk with Tamara. Love you guys. I'll see you all tonight.